Something else that came up in some of our pre-conversations that you had discussed HR's role in not only understanding but affecting team dynamics, disruption, conflict management. I mean, how does your training around that kind of work out? How do you approach that?
Yeah, so what we try and think about it is there's lots of concepts that become important, right? So one is certainly understanding what a high performance teams look like. So what are the characteristics of a high performing team? What are the behaviors that people do? What are skills that they need to have? And then what's HR's role in making sure that team's balanced, right? So do we have good diversity on that team? Do people feel that they've got voice and a good kind of safety net to speak up when they think it's important to? Are all voices heard in that room? How do we make sure we don't have cliques create inside that team that kind of battle one against each other instead of towards larger goals, right? So HR plays a huge role in thinking about both who's on the team, how the team behaves, how the team sets rules to interact with one another, how people that might be on the margins get their voice heard. And a lot of that has to do with how do we coach, again, the senior leader, who often becomes the real driver of the climate or the culture of that team as they operate.
And do you get into like performance measurement and all that stuff? Does that kind of figure into the same equation?
It can. I mean, I think what we're seeing more and more today is this idea of ongoing kind of performance dialogue. So, to me, the once a year sit down formal thing is about at its deathbed, thankfully.
Yes.
And I say thankfully because, it had a point in time where it was a good thing.
Yep.
But in today's environment where business has changed so rapidly, if I'm waiting a whole year to give you feedback.
Or to tweak your strategy.
Or to tweak my strategy, it's way too late, right?
Yes.
So this idea of constant communication, constant coaching fits much better with the business environment, also fits better with the current generations coming into the workplace who have grown up with constant feedback, right? Whether that's from video games or from classes or from all the trophies they've built up for participating. You can hear a little bit of my sarcasm maybe. But the idea is that both employees want more feedback, they want more discussions, but also to make sure that everyone's in line with where the business has moved, given how fast things are moving. We got to do this more frequently. So, performance coaching is a big part of this and really talking about how to help leaders have those conversations, because most leaders in most organizations don't know how to have those conversations, right? They didn't grow up with good mentors that taught them how to do this. They didn't have good role models. Often they may not have that as a personal characteristic to begin with.
Sure.
Right? If you think about having promoted engineers, scientists, whoever who are much more comfortable with numbers and solid things than they are with talking to people.
Yeah.
How do we give them the skills? How do we help coach them to do these things becomes super important.